And I also see people, I see officials who get a lot of airtime and ink, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, who tweets many times about the mosque and never once about the Christians.
Kellyanne, you brought up Charlottesville,
in Sri Lanka.
Two things there. She appeared to say synagogue and then added Sri Lanka. So look, Jake was talking over her, so it's not super clear. You could watch tape again for yourself. We just played it for you. But CNN political analyst and Princeton University historian Julian Zelizer tweeted, no, that's not true. On the synagogue, she did tweet about it. Here's the tweet. Kellyanne Conway responded with alternative facts. Okay, no, she responded with, yeah, well, I meant just Sri Lanka.
Later on, she goes on in that same appearance with Jake Tapper to mention how weird it is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did not tweet about the Sri Lankan event. There was confusion, which Kellyanne goes to Twitter to kind of clear up, saying, wrong again, you can delete or apologize, holds breath. No, she didn't, she's still around. I was referring to AOC's silence about the Sri Lanka massacre of Christians, not Easter worshippers, as Obama and Hillary oddly said. Try listening before spewing. AOC comes back, puts her in her place. She says, hello, Ms. Conway. On Easter, I was away from tech visiting my grandmother in Puerto Rico, which continues to suffer from the White House's incompetent disaster response. Are you trying to imply that I'm less Christian? What was the point of you bringing this up on national TV? The terrorist attack in Sri Lanka was horrifying, saying Easter worshippers matters because Easter is the holiest day of for the Christians, and to be targeted on Easter highlights how heinous the attack was. Just saying yesterday's San Diego shooting was on Passover. Just as saying that was on Passover. You are using this as an excuse to stoke suspicion around my Christianity and faith life, Kellyanne. And then the Sri Lanka massacre was horrifying. No one should be targeted for their religion. If you're so moved, let's do more to welcome immigrants fleeing religious persecution. Blah, welcome to my webpage.
Okay, so I love that last part. I love every part of that, but the last part was excellent. Oh, Kellyanne, you're really concerned about the people in Sri Lanka? Great, should we allow more refugees in? Oh, no. Oh, wait, I thought you said you were concerned, right? And you were concerned about their safety, you were concerned about all these different things. So like if they're seeking asylum, for example, would that be something? No. Okay, so you're not concerned. You're full of crap and you're trying to use it for political reasons. And I love that she's like, well, she didn't say anything on Easter because she was celebrating Easter with her grandma and was in Puerto Rico that is having trouble with its infrastructure because of you, Kellyanne Conway, and your boss, Donald Trump. How is that for irony? And really, you guys are gonna question people's religion? Well, as Corinthians 2.0 says, whatever it says, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, when's the last time Trump was in church? Get out of here.
It seems like there's like a lazy attempt to say what words you have to say. Like to outline, you have to say this, not that. You have to say Christians, not Easter worshipers. Why is Kellyanne trying to block the use of Easter worshipers? It's almost as though she started a war on Easter. Because
it's silly.
I don't understand.
Did you guys know why they did that? I thought that was weird too, but then again, I'm very uneducated when it comes to this sort of stuff. But to make it like an even bigger issue than it actually is, and even to continue talking about the misuse of Easter worshipers like week after the event happened is so silly. Like it's just they're so desperate to grab onto anything to call out the anti-Christianity that they perceive from previous liberal administrations, that they're gonna go with that. It's just, it's so pathetic, but it works.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? That's what they've been doing and they're gonna continue to do it.
Look, I think Anna had the best theory about this. We were talking about it on air. I was genuinely confused. Like, you've got a radical Muslim terrorist who attacked churches and killed 300 some odd Christians in Sri Lanka. Why not go ballistic over that as opposed to Obama or Hillary saying Easter worshipers, which is accurate and celebrates Easter?
Because they're brown, Cenk, that's why, because they're brown.
And I hadn't thought of that.
And no one cares. No one cares when brown people die. That's the reality. Let's be real. Just like they didn't care that brown people died in Puerto Rico, 3,000 of them specifically, and just like they don't care that 300 brown people died. That's the reason why the focus on the media was on the ASOS billionaire children, which is just terribly tragic. It really is. But the reason why Western media focused on the white casualties is because they don't care when brown people kill other brown people, whether it's for Christianity or whether it's for a bastardized interpretation of Christianity or a bastardized interpretation of Islam. And that's what it is.
Yeah, no, if you're a regular person, it's gotta be a mystery to you. But so that's the only theory I've heard that makes any sense. And so Anna said the same thing. To them, a tweet about Easter or Christian plays the culture wars in America and gets their white followers riled up.
Yeah.
Whereas 300 dead Sri Lankans, they're like, it's Sri Lanka, who cares? America first, they're brown, whatever. You would think that they would have made a giant story out of that.
But they also want it to be their tragedy. Like they definitely don't want the Sri Lankan people to experience that as a tragedy, but they also don't want the left to say what they, like to allow the left who shows up and says, this is a tragedy straight up. I'm gonna say it the way I feel like saying it, in reinforcing the importance of Easter because it's the most significant holiday. They don't want the left to be able to appeal to Christians that way. And so they have to step in front and call some kind of ticky-tack foul, and that's exactly what they did.
And it wasn't a foul, it's an invented foul. And of course, Fox News, Trump, et cetera, have all referred to Easter worshipers.
AOC can go all the way to Puerto Rico to help out her grandmother, but she won't come on my Twitch. Real curious. She claims to be a progressive.
No, she's not. She can't possibly be a progressive.
She would prioritize her grandmother.
That's terrible.
I don't know who's got a more legitimate point, Kellyanne Conway or you, Haas.
Real curious. Debate me, AOC. I love you.
On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.